I typed in survival pyramid on Google and came to the images to find a nice clean graphic on the simple survival pyramid. What I found were a bunch of convoluted, even some upside down pyramids with all kinds of craziness. I just want to have you keep in mind as I go through this little mini series on how to survive in any disaster. Now, honestly, I'm not going to cover every disaster. I don't have any preps for nuclear disaster, so I'm not going to cover that. But I'll cover what I have preps for. Keep in mind that everything boils down to the survival pyramid. You need food and water, you need shelter and heat, and you need protection. We're going to be covering those three items through this mini-series. So let's get started with how to prepare for any disaster. I've had several requests to make a video of hurricane preparation. I'm not really doing that right now, this morning, but I will show you some things that I do that help in preparing for a hurricane. First of all, I'm laying out all my tarps this morning, so I've got them all laid out here, and what I'm doing, instead of just folding them up, I'm actually measuring them so I know how big they are, and then what I do is I put a piece of duct tape on them, so when I'm reaching for a tarp, because it's hard to tell what size they are when they're all folded up, is I just can look at the corner here and know exactly what size the tarp is. Then I just store them all in the same place so I know where they are, and then they're going to be available whenever I need them, and I know exactly what size I'm pulling out. Now, these are not new tarps, as you can tell they're old, but if I need to cover up a hole or make a quick shelter, I have the tarps to do that. And I've also practiced on making shelters, and I know, and that's why you see these ropes here on these tarps, because that's what we use to make shelters on the handcart reenactment. So that's one thing I'm doing, is I make sure that I have my tarps, I've got them marked, I've got them stored where I can get to them, and I know how to use them. One word of caution is I would recommend that you get a quality heavy-duty tarp, because you don't want to spend 3/4 of the money on a cheap tarp. You need to set up a shelter and have it raining on you, and then you not being able to be protected from the rain. It's a waste of money. So get a good tarp. I get a set of 2 of these tarps here at Costco. They are heavy duty. They've got supports on the corners, rivets all the way around. This is not a heavy duty tarp, and so what I did is I added duct tape to the corners to strengthen it, so when we tighten it down, it's secure. But my recommendation is to spend a few extra dollars, get a quality tarp. If it's going to save rain from falling into your house because you had a tree fall on your house after a hurricane or something, it's worth the extra $5-10 bucks. It really, really is. So don't go cheap on your shelter. Living in the Houston area, we do prepare for hurricanes, and one thing I've done a few years ago in preparation for living here is I built storm shutters for all of my windows. Now, maybe they're not storm shutters. Anyway, they cover the windows and the doors. And I've cut them and I've marked them so you can see these go into the living room. This goes to Rachel's room. This covers the generator, so if it's raining hard, I put that over the generator. This one up here goes in the family room arch. And these here are all marked, and these go with the corresponding plywood, and these 1x4s hold the plywood in the window. So what I would do, and I'll annotate this so you see some pictures, is I take these 1x4s, I cut them the exact width of the opening. In my case, it's a brick house. Then I put the pre-cut plywood in the opening over the window or over the door. Then I take the 1x4 and I just twist it in there, and by twisting it in, it actually is it locks in and holds the plywood in place. So since it's an exact fit, if the 1x4 fits exactly going straight across, if I put it at an angle, then of course it's actually wider than the opening, and that's what allows me to hold that the plywood in place. Works very well. As I mentioned in a previous video, we actually slept through Hurricane Ike because it's a great sound barrier, and we slept because we were secure. And we knew that we weren't going to have a problem, or really reduce the chances of having a problem of anything coming through the windows or doors breaking through the glass. So that's what we've done. We also have a UV screen. It's a film that we have on all the windows that cuts down on the UV light coming in the house, but also it's very thick. We didn't buy the cheapest stuff. It's, I think, 6 layers thick. And it will also help protect the window in case someone tries to break through the window or something might happen to be thrown or get blown into the window. It adds extra protection so the glass doesn't shatter and keeps it all together. So this is what we do for hurricane protection for our windows and doors.